Happening this morning, opening statements are set to take place in the trial of a former sheriff's deputy accused of making a young woman strip to get out of a DWI. The woman says Valencia County Deputy Patrick Duran pulled up next to her and her boyfriend, who were in their vehicle arguing back in 2010. Well, she claims the deputy made her go to the back of his patrol car and pull down her skirt and underwear. Now, she says Duran told her if she didn't comply, he would charge her with DWI. Duran is no longer a deputy with the department. He is, however, charged with extortion and false imprisonment. The trial is expected to take all week long. This morning, a community continues to mourn the loss of a local fire chief who is credited for building a fire department from the ground up. Flags were lowered at half-staff in honor of Sandoval County Fire Chief John Tidbitts. His drive to work yesterday took a tragic turn when police say a driver in a Cadillac station wagon collided into the fire chief as they were traveling on I-25 near Bernalillo. Investigators say Tidbitts' car spun out of control and slammed into the barrier before flipping over. The 59-year-old chief was wearing a seatbelt but died in the crash. Fire crews, not only in the county but across the state, are in shock.
They're just trying to, to basically make sense of it all at this point.
Fire crews escorted his body to the medical investigator in a long procession down I-25 yesterday. The driver of the Cadillac, 22-year-old Armando Saenz, had minor injuries. Police do not believe speed or alcohol were factors in the crash. UNM is looking into a claim that one of its employees beat a duck at the famed duck pond so bad it later died. A woman wrote a letter to the Daily Lobo claiming a physical plant worker was the one who did the beating and also apparently smashed the duck's eggs. But the university says they have no reason to believe the accusations are true.
I don't believe there's any truth to it whatsoever. We have a well-seasoned staff that have been here a long time. We all love animals.
UNM will investigate nonetheless. It says it does collect eggs on a daily basis from the pond during mating season and disposes of them humanely. It's something workers have been doing since the pond's creation back in 1975. This morning, a Roswell jail guard is facing some domestic violence charges. 30-year-old Justin Helms was arrested Friday. Police say he pushed his wife down twice during a heated argument. He is now charged with battery on a household member. Helms worked at the Roswell Correctional Center for 7 months. That's where he works. No word yet on how his arrest will affect his job. Police say a pair of crooks responsible for a string of burglaries in Santa Fe County are waking up behind bars this morning. 25-year-old Janet Trinidad and Jolene Garcia were recently arrested by Santa Fe police during a traffic stop. Detectives say the women admitted to pulling off several burglaries in the La Cienega and Mutt-Nielsen Road area back in July. Now, the two are facing numerous counts, including burglary, larceny, and conspiracy charges. And speaking of burglaries, this is the second month of Santa Fe's burglary crackdown that's been in effect. And it looks like the first month was a success. Police say in comparison to this time last year, home burglaries have dropped more than 50%. Last week, 8 burglaries were reported in 8 days, a lower number according to Santa Fe police. Operation Full Court Press, as they call it, runs another 5 months. The names and salaries on the state Sunshine portal will be taken down soon. This after an Albuquerque judge decides that the state workers were right when they said it was not right to leave that information up. Judge Valerie Hulling recently made the ruling. The Public Workers Union filed a lawsuit last month challenging the governor's decision to list the names of employees on the website where anyone can look up their information. That included how much money they make. The spokesman for Governor Martinez says they will remove the names from the Sunshine portal, but will also look into other websites where the information could be made available to the public. And by the way, that same judge went against the governor on another key case. The judge ruled former state personnel director Sandra Perez, seen here, is entitled to unemployment benefits. You see, Perez, a Richardson political appointee, lost her 6-figure job when Martinez took over last year. When she applied for unemployment, apparently she was denied. Martinez's office said that political appointees should not get unemployment because they know their jobs have an expiration date. But Judge Valerie Holing ruled because Perez did not directly advise Richardson, she should be treated like any other state employee. And she did file for unemployment back in February of 2011, and Perez's lawyer wants back pay for her. A similar lawsuit filed by another Richardson appointee, Gilbert Gallegos, is still pending. Communities all over New Mexico will be seeing extra police activity this week. Police and members of the military are taking part in an exercise called Operation Aztec today through Wednesday. We first told you about this yesterday. The goal is to be ready to respond in case of a threat here in New Mexico. The operation is taking place in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Roswell, as well as in Deming, Estancia, and Las Cruces.